Welcome to the Veneration Podcast. Veneration is a fitness and nutrition coaching facility in Johnstown, Ohio, and while we obviously do the workout thing really well, we're obsessed with our town and with our community. On this podcast, we'll be covering local happenings, food and drink spots here in town, interviews with our awesome members and other local business owners in the area, and of course, we'll jam on fitness topics with our coaching team as well. If you're in Johnstown and looking to stay up to date with everything that's happening and learn a thing or two about how to enhance your fitness and nutrition along the way, go ahead and subscribe to our channel, give this video a thumbs up, and get notified when we release new episodes. If you or a friend would like to begin your health and fitness journey with us, you can click the link in the show notes to book your free new member consultation. We'll sit down with you, learn more about your health and fitness goals today, and we'll get you started on the path to the new you right now. Enjoy the show. Set it up. Your nap was good?
Yeah. I could have slept longer.
Oh, dude, I knew that this thing was going to beep. I knew that somebody was going to be doing some kind of construction while we were trying to do this. Yeah, anyway, we started, so hi. So we have questions that clients have asked, and then also questions that like I'm just going to ask you because, well, selfishly I want to know the answer, and then also I think that newsflash, I ask questions that I know the answer to, so some other people can learn the answers to those questions as well. But anyway, so here, for example, selfish question: what's your favorite part of being a nutrition coach at Veneration?
I like being a nutrition coach because
Wait, pause. Pull that mic closer to your beautiful little mouth. Raise it up a little bit. No, gosh, darn it. Don't do that.
oh my gosh, why is this so complicated?
It's so not complicated. The alternative is, look at that right there. The alternative is you have to like hold a mic like a comedian. You want to do that instead?
I feel like I'm like supposed to like eat it. Like it's just like,
Don't do that either.
ugh.
Very too much expensive to be eating the mics. What is your favorite part of being a nutrition coach at Veneration?
I like being a nutrition coach because nutrition is made out to be something that's very hard and difficult and that impossible to do, and that's not the case. And you don't have to have a PhD or be like some type of professor to help other people eat well and fuel their bodies. And I think food is medicine, and it's not viewed as that as much as it should be. So like I'm a very big believer in, if you have a headache, drink some water, or if your body doesn't feel good, what was the last thing that you ate, or what have you ate the last couple of days, because those things matter chemically in our bodies. So I like to make people feel good about themselves.
Beautiful. What's your most recent one of those stories? Like bright spot story, success story. You're probably not allowed to share that because it's like your clients. That's not nice.
I mean, someone that I'm working with that has had amazing results over the last, I guess it'll be a year and a half, has been Heather Taylor.
I was hoping that you were going to talk about Heather.
Yeah. And if anyone has seen her in the gym, she works with Steele in the afternoons, 3 days a week. And she it took a while. Like, she wasn't, like, no one has really, truly, like, massive success right from the start. Like, you can make little changes and see progress, but, like, momentum and progress creates motivation. So then you want to keep, like, building upon what you've learned. And so now her momentum snowball is just, like, rolling full speed down the hill. And, I mean, me and her started with just nutrition coaching in the gym. And she saw a little bit of progress but wanted more. And then she started working with Steele 1 day a week. And we were still working together. So then she saw a little bit more progress and wanted more. And so that's kind of like how that started. And so now she's on track to be down 100 pounds in a year's time, which is a
goodness gracious, that's so incredible.
Just by eating healthy foods, eating frequently, eating enough, eating more than she was 2 years ago, And exercising.
The kind of this question is kind of not fair because it's like the opposite of what veneration nutrition coaching is, where I'm going to ask for like a general answer for something, and then but just like inherently veneration nutrition coaching is like all personalized. We don't do like group nutrition coaching or but is there something that before we move off the topic of Heather, that like a general step that she takes or something about her that others should learn from?
She knows it's not easy, and she still chooses the right things. It doesn't mean that she doesn't go on vacation and have a good meal. It doesn't mean that she goes to her daughter's birthday party and doesn't have a piece of cake. She just knows her goals, and she knows what will and what will not get her there. And she doesn't fall into that trap. She doesn't slip into like, oh, well, it's okay type of mentality, you know.
Hey, our dog. Go away.
She knows her goals, and she's very determined to get there. And so she doesn't waver, I guess you could say. Like, everyone's going to have moments, right? Like, we're human beings. We're not perfect. But she's just very determined. She sees the goals, and if she feels like she's going to slip, like, we talk about it. And then she's back on track. Like, she utilizes her coach. She follows a plan that we established, and it's working.
Why are you the hardest person to schedule on the podcast? I live with you.
There's a lot of variables.
Goodness gracious. I have dozens of people on the podcast, and it's like pulling teeth to get you on. You know, when I was setting up for the podcast today, I was setting up the camera and laid my foot on the tack strip of the carpet, and I think I'm bleeding.
It's good for the white carpet.
Yeah. Battle wounds. Out here hustling. Since I had you on the podcast last, since we talked last, that's not true. Since we talked last on air, the nutrition team has grown. Talk to me about your team.
Yeah, so there's 3 coaches, myself, Gabby, and now Coach LA is a nutrition coach, which is really exciting. He's our first male nutrition coach, which is a big deal. He has personal experiences where he's tried to gain weight. He's tried to now get in shape. He's been successful in both. And so he has a lot of great information and insight, especially like hormones and things like that make a difference. And so he knows what a male body will do and how it responds. And that is very beneficial to our team.
Yeah, not to say that female coaches only coach females and male coaches only coach males, but actually oftentimes it's great for a female to coach a male, for various reasons, whatever. But there is great value to our clientele.
Yeah, I mean, he's also been a collegiate athlete, and so he has a lot of experience and education around, athletes and younger men as well. So that is a very large area too that was definitely needed in our program.
I love it. And Coach LA has been in training for a very, very long time, 6 months of training before we even start talking about these things. So he is nearing the tail end of phase 1 of his training, where you're starting to see these things. So it's super cool, super exciting. All right, let's dig in. I want to talk about supplements today. So the most common supplement, the most commonly talked about supplement is, drumroll, protein shakes. So let's talk about protein. You want to dive right in about differentiating like the 2 most referenced protein sources when it comes to the shake world, which is like a whey protein shake and a casein protein source. Do you want to talk about this?
Yeah. I saw this like thing on social media, I think somewhere, where like there was somebody drinking a casein shake after their workout and wasn't getting results and felt like crap, and then they ended up like this is like TMI, but like they were so blocked up, and it was because they weren't using it for the right purpose. So this is a great question. So whey protein is like fast acting. So you think about it as like having it after a workout, it's going to start working immediately. Casein is longer digesting, so it will take longer. So casein is perfect to have at night before you go to bed to help with muscle recovery through the night for the next day, versus like your whey protein shake aids in that immediately after your workout. So don't have casein right after a workout. Not that you couldn't have whey before bed or something like that, but the difference between the two is the whey is the short acting, casein is the long. And so you want to have casein only at night before bed, whey after your workout.
Gotcha. Well, you just stole my next question, which was going to be tell me when and why to use a supplement source, why to use a protein shake. But I suppose that is a good question. Like, why would someone drink a protein shake?
Yeah, so protein shakes, I recommend them to every one of my nutrition clients to have around your workout, because they are the combination of carbs and protein is what your body needs immediately after a workout to rebuild your muscles, to let your body recover. So when we work out, we use carbs as energy, and we break down our muscles during our workout. So to be able to have the energy to rebuild those and make those stronger for the next day, and to then aid in more fat loss, we drink protein shakes after workouts. And so that is the purpose. And so everyone could benefit from a protein shake after their workout.
Because the reality of like smashing a chicken breast, like pulling a chicken breast out of your gym bag and eating that on the training floor after your workout is like, that's not a very high, people aren't going to do that. So this is the reason for this.
Sure. And liquid digests a lot faster than whole food does as well. So you're getting that a little bit quicker if you drink a protein shake. I mean, you should still definitely eat. Ideally, you would eat 20 minutes, 30 minutes after your workout, and you'd have a nice big meal. You'd have a little bit of extra carbs. You'd have a lot of vegetables, and you'd have a great protein source like a chicken breast. That would be ideal. I mean, I am a big proponent. I'd rather you eat your food than drink it, for sure. But the combination of both is really what aids in that recovery. But you're right, we're not pulling chicken breasts out of our gym bag to eat. So to have that protein shake is really important after your workout.
You made that sound a lot smarter, thank you, than I did. So what about vitamins? We're going to be back to the show in just a moment, but I need to pause the conversation real quick to share some information with you from one of our show sponsors. If you're tired of driving around in a filthy car, it's time to give Diamond Eye Detailing a call. Diamond Eye Detailing is a locally owned professional auto detailing company right here in Central Ohio. I'm very particular about my things, and I don't just hand my belongings over to anyone. That's exactly why I only trust Amanda and her team to detail my vehicles. She also happens to be a member here at Veneration, and if I know anything, it's that someone who wakes up to do CrossFit at 5:45 in the morning 5 days a week has a work ethic second to none. Interior or exterior cleaning, paint correction, ceramic coating, and more, if you're looking for professional work at a fair price, give them a call or shoot them a text at 740-501-8365. That's 740-501-8365, and you can connect with them on all social media platforms as well. Now back to the show. Vitamins. What kind of vitamin regimen should the everyday person be on?
I think that everybody should definitely take a multivitamin, mostly because we're not getting something in our diet most of the time. You know, we're not getting enough vitamin C, we're not getting enough vitamin D. We could all use some more magnesium, calcium, things like that. You do get a lot of those from mostly like your vegetables. That's where you're going to get those the most, but most of us are also not eating enough vegetables, and so you're not getting those nutrients that your body really needs. So you can aid that a little bit. Not that your vitamin will like fix all that for you and you don't have to eat your vegetables. That's not true, but it can help bridge that gap and give your body a little bit of what it needs. And then I love prescribing fish oils. I think fish oils are super great. They're very good for your brain health. They're very good for your joints. They're very good for your digestion. And so most of the time too, we're not getting enough good fat in our diet. And so that is another way taking a fish oil can kind of help with that too.
Not just in the vitamin realm, but just in supplements as a whole. Are there any other supplements that we have not talked about that you think would be good for someone to consider in their daily or weekly routine?
Honestly, there's a million things out there that you can take. Like you could go to GNC and the shelves are filled with pills and all these weight loss remedies and all these things. And I do believe in vitamins and those small little things, but I truly believe that you should be getting a lot of these from your diet and what you're eating. And so you shouldn't be worried about missing out on anything if you're getting enough vegetables, if you're eating the correct proteins, if you're eating the correct fats and staying away from the refined starches. So honestly, like I think a protein shake around your workout's great. I think taking a multivitamin in the morning with a fish oil, usually at night, sometimes the fish oil can hang around and you can burp that up throughout the day. So take your fish oil at night.
When I take fish oil, I freeze them, and it for some reason I don't know, there's probably a reason to this, but like the burping up of the fish oil is significantly less bad. I think our first podcast episode together, I took my fish oil in the morning and I was burping up fish oil the whole time.
Yeah, take it with dinner. Usually is a little bit easier on your stomach.
You want to hear a really gross story? In high school, I was taking a fish oil, and
you've told me this. It like busted open.
Dude, I had it on my plate with a warm waffle, I think, and the heat from the waffle melted the capsule, and the fish oil leaked onto the plate and was absorbed by every other food item, mostly the waffle on the plate. And then I took a bite, and it was the nastiest. It was like a fish flavored.
I can't believe it didn't like ruin it forever for you.
Waffle. Well, I didn't eat that for a long time. So it was so horrible. Well, I know that at Veneration we carry one product, which is Ascent is the brand name. This is probably an opportunity to talk about that and maybe why. Is there any certain brands that you do recommend? We won't talk about all the ones that you don't. Let's just be helpful and talk about the brands of supplements that you do recommend.
Yeah. So when we were deciding that we were going to start carrying protein and those things at the gym, I wanted to make sure that we were getting a product that I truly believed in and that I thought would be a good choice for our members. And so Ascent was that. And so the reason why I like them so much is that any type of protein, unless it's like a pea protein or something like that, is dairy based. So Ascent has their own dairy farms. They're not outsourced by somebody else. So you can literally pinpoint exactly where the product comes from.
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah.
And you can kind of follow the trail on how it's made. And so that was something that I found very attractive about Ascent, because I also am like, the factory farming and things like that, like you don't ever really know how your protein's made. So all their cows are grass fed and are taken good care of. They have their own farms, which only make their protein products. So that was one reason. And then they have less than 1 gram of added sugar, which is also a very big deal when you're looking for a protein, because a lot of them are full of fillers, tons of sugar, like 8, sometimes around 8+ grams of added sugar. And that's not what you're looking for when you are looking for a protein. You know, you want to get the most out of the product that you're using. And so I also really liked that about Ascent products as well.
So you just said less than 1 gram of sugar, and just for fun, because of products like Gatorade being insanely branded and the veil has been pulled over everyone's eyes as a sports drink. Do you know in a Gatorade the amount of sugar off the top of your head?
No, I could guess, but it's definitely, I think, around the 20 mark or more.
I think it's higher.
I think it's higher than that, but
so less than 1 gram of sugar as a true recovery drink. It's phenomenal. And that's also why we carry O2. Do we want to speak on that at all?
Yeah, sure. So
because I would like to hear some information on the difference. Like, what is the difference between a protein shake and drinking an O2 from the brand O2 Recovery?
So Formula O2, we also carry in the gym. We've carried them for a very long time. And I like to refer to them as like your healthy Gatorade. You know, like you're getting your electrolytes replaced when you're drinking that. A couple of them have caffeine and then a couple of them don't. So they're also like a really great alternative for like an energy drink. If you're looking for something like that, it's a very clean product. It's doesn't have any protein in it, so it is kind of just like that electrolyte replacement, but very good, and they taste amazing.
They do. Two very different purposes.
Yeah.
Is the reason why that was worth bringing up.
Yeah, so like hydration, I would focus more towards the O2. Post-workout recovery, as far as like muscle building, fat loss, I would do the protein shake. And there's nothing wrong with doing both of them either. You know, like if you want to drink your protein shake and drink an O2 after as well, like those are not going to like harm each other. Like it's okay to do that.
Why do people come to you and the nutrition team for nutrition coaching? Like I that might sound kind of silly, but if you dig deep in it, I don't think that's a silly question. Like, why? How does someone know when it's time to ask for help, or like why are people coming to you for? What are you doing? Like, what are your type of clients?
Yeah, so I mean, most of we do have clients who are not gym members, whether they live very, very far out of town, or I mean, for whatever reason. But most of our clients, you know, they come to the gym and they work their butts off. Like I'm either working out beside of them or coaching them, and they're working so hard and they're not always seeing the progress that they want. So anyone that starts working out, if you haven't been, you're going to see progress for so long. You're going to get so far. And then you're going to learn also very quickly that if you're going home and eating macaroni and cheese or spaghetti every night or pizza and like all those things, the results are not going to come as fast as you want them to, or they're not going to come much at all anymore. You know, if you're still wanting to progress.
So you're saying when someone starts, because there is so many new things to learn, and because oftentimes when someone starts, they've spent a lot of time on the couch recently or whatever, right? They have neglected their health, wellness, and fitness. So they're seeing progress from Jump Street, but then because not everything is a new personal record when you do it for the second, third, 20th time, and also because if they're not fueling their bodies properly, that comes to a screeching halt or at least slows down. Is that correct? Is that?
Yeah.
Sure.
And people too who have like, I hear all the time, and it's so true. Like everyone says, well, I know what to eat. I just can't do it by myself. And like, yeah, we also know kind of like that squats are good and that lunges are good for you and that running could be beneficial, right? But like, we don't know how to do it, or we don't know like in what order to do it, or how to put a workout together. And so nutrition's kind of the same way. Like for the most part, people know that like McDonald's is bad and lettuce is good, but we don't know how to do it realistically for our lives. We don't know how to put meals together or even shop at the grocery store. And so that's where we come in, is to help with that.
And I think something that is also probably pretty common is if you do know all of those things, or you think that you know all of those things, or you work with a coach, you have worked with a coach at one time and you've learned those tools, and it's all well and good until it's not. And what happens when you do derail, and that the value of a coach at that point, for me, and I think for a lot of people, is so profound.
Yeah. I mean, even for me too, like, of course there's going to be weak moments. Everyone has them. And so having a coach being able to help you realize your goals, why you started, what you're pursuing, and helping you get all those back in line is what we're here for.
I only have you for a couple more minutes. What do you believe is the biggest misconception when it comes to nutrition coaching at Veneration?
I think that a lot of people that I coach or have coached have tried other diet programs, and they've never worked because they've been super unrealistic. And then people go off on their own and they try keto and they try all these fads, and nothing ever sticks and nothing ever works. And so I think people worry that if you go see a nutrition coach, they're going to give you this crazy unrealistic plan that you can't keep up with, that you can't stick with. And that's just not the case. Well, I won't say that's not the case, because in most places that is the case. You've never heard of the term macronutrients, but they're going to have you count your macros, or, something crazy and very difficult. And what I want to do is just meet you where you're at, and make this something that's not easy, but very simple, and make it easy to follow. And so it's not as hard as what you think it's going to be.
What does tend to be really hard is if someone smacks a meal plan on the table in front of you and says good luck. That's not coaching, and that's not what's taking place here.
No.
So
I mean, we've even done like challenges in the past, right? Like in our gym, we've done nutrition challenges, and those are even completely different than nutrition coaching. Like when you're in a challenge and you're in a short amount of time, like you are trying to make drastic changes very short, but that's even at that, and we've even done it. That's not nutrition coaching.
The purpose of having done that is simply just to pour some fuel on the fire real quick and jumpstart momentum.
Right.
It's not coaching.
In a
That's
fun way.
For sure.
But
yeah. Well, I'm going to ask you a 2-part question to close down here. First is going to be about our current members, because I would imagine that's majority of our listeners is people that we are currently serving. And then the second part of the question is going to be about people that we haven't met yet, or maybe that we've met at a previous time and don't currently work with us. So part 1, for our current members, if they're not working with a nutrition coach at Veneration, which is very few at this point, how do they discover more about how you might be able to help them, or how communicate their struggles with you? In short, how do they get started with you, our current members?
Yeah, so just like new members that come in, we do have free complimentary nutrition consultations where we can have that conversation. We want to know what you're struggling with, and we want to be able to show you how we can help you with that. So if you're a current member at Veneration, you can go up to any coach and schedule that at any time. Everyone has our calendars, so we can find a time that works for you. And then, or just come up to me or Gabby or LA, and we would be happy to sit down with you and talk to you.
Now, how about people that we haven't met yet, or that we worked with at a previous time? How does someone that's not currently at Veneration get started with Veneration Nutrition Coaching?
Yeah, so go to our website, CrossFitVeneration.com. You can click the book new member consultation, and that can be your nutrition consultation as well. If you're looking for nutrition help, that's the perfect time for us to get to know each other. And same thing, find out what you're struggling with, what you're looking to achieve, and then talk about how we can help you with that. You can also email me. I'm the head nutrition coach, and so I can help you get set up with your nutrition coach. So email me at Courtney at CrossFitVeneration.com.
Courtney at CrossFitVeneration.com. Well, before we wrap up today, I have one really cool thing that I want to announce. When this episode comes out, we will be nearing full throttle on getting this event going. We have something really, really exciting for the tribe coming up here. This, I suppose, it's like end of summer, fall. So September 11th, 2021. We have what we call the Tribe Throwdown. So this is our second year. And ever since we started our coaching practice here in Johnstown, I've loved planning community events. I've loved planning things to bring people from different class times together, or people that do that work with their coach privately. I love getting the community together. And there's never been a better feeling of that than coming off of the lockdown last year due to the COVID-19 response crisis. And it was such a great thing. We did that, and we called it the Tribe Throwdown. It was a partner competition, and this year we're bringing it back, but better than before. We're actually going to go off-site. So we're going out to our family's property, and it's going to be like an indoor-outdoor competition. It's 3 events and a 4th one for the final 4. And really just competition brings out the best in everybody. It's like super fun, and it's all the people that you work out with all the time anyway. So like you're not going to a competition where there's a bunch of other gyms there, a bunch of other people that you have never met, and you're super uncomfortable. It'll make you uncomfortable, but not to the point of it being paralyzing. So in short, that's what's coming. It's a partner competition. Registration will start on August 2nd, which is a Monday. So in the meantime, talk to your buddies, get your team together. And the best part about the whole thing is that it's an all-day fitness party, and then we have a cookout and a bonfire at the end, and then we really have something super special for the first time planned, which is going to be our new annual Tribe Awards. And those would be awards awarded to our members based on Veneration's company values. And then we have a really, really one overarching special award to close out the night. So that's something that nobody wants to miss. So make sure you get your teams together and keep an eye out for that. So Court, thank you so much for coming on today. I'm sure I'll get you back on in 3 years because you're the hardest person to book. But no, we'll make sure it happens much sooner than that. And guys, continue sending your questions over to us so we can answer them on this. I think 75% of today's questions came from our members. So we're here to provide value, and we're here to help and share information that we wish we had a decade ago when we before we started this thing, right? So here to help. And in the meantime, stay safe, keep moving in the gym, and we'll talk to you guys later. See ya.